Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my videos. Super excited to have you here today and super excited to be unboxing my new Garmin Fenix 5 Plus watch. Oh man, I've been waiting a long time for this thing to come to my door. I actually got it through United Airline mileage rewards that I had, so it took a little longer to get, and crazy, it comes through this vendor called Rimax. I guess they do all their loyalty marketing and distribution of the products. Really disappointing. Look at that. Good thing, no bubble tape. Good thing though that this bad boy is a rugged watch. And it comes with foam padding inside, so really not worried. Otherwise I'd probably return it. Bye-bye. Now, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Apple Watch 4 a bit. I know they're not apples to apples, pun intended, as a lame joke. They're not apples to apples, but unless you are like a hardcore triathlete or professional athlete, there's many people in between that are seriously considering both devices. So I'll talk a little bit about that. One of the things that I really liked in the Apple Watch is the LTE connectivity. It means you could essentially talk on the phone, return texts with your watch alone without having your phone with you, which is really important if you're mountain biking in the woods, if you're doing a long run. It's really important to be able to get in touch with people. Now with the Garmin, if you have an Android phone, I think you can reply to texts with like canned messages like yes, no, things like that. Another thing is that the Apple Watch is a smartwatch, so it does work stuff like calendaring and text messaging and email and has the apps and all that stuff. So it's really it's like your phone. It's a smartphone, smartwatch, right? The Garmin is a sports watch that does tracking. So multi-sport watch does tracking, and it has some smart features like I just talked about, the Android feature. Now it has the Garmin Pay, the music on it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I'll talk about in a little bit. The Apple Watch is a smartwatch with sport tracking. That's how it's being referred to today, but the gap is narrowing on both sides, right? So this company is adding more smart features. Apple is adding more sports features. So it's really where you want to be, what you're comfortable with, what makes the most sense for you. Visually different to look at. The Apple Watch has less battery life. These have more battery life. This could go underwater further. The Apple Watch, you could stream music. This has more depth in tracking your sports activities. Do more sports activities. It has the topographical maps preloaded on here for a really rich experience. Let's say if you are mountain biking or hiking, which I think you get on the Apple 4 now, but you probably have to load them on, and I really haven't checked it out, but this comes preloaded, so it's pretty cool. Apple also has touch face. This doesn't. At first I kind of wanted that, but I don't know. Do I really want that if I'm like sweating and doing sports and it's gonna be like really hard? I know the Sunto watch has it. So it'll be interesting to see what Garmin does in their next versions. I could imagine that they'll have some touchscreen capability. I could imagine that they'll have the LTE capability. I am a little bummed out that I don't have the LTE capability on this guy. This is an expensive watch. It's also probably twice as, I think it's like twice as expensive, at least as a 3, probably as the 4. Sorry, I don't know the exact pricing of the 4, but this is really up there for the 5 Plus, but it's a rugged, complex piece of equipment. Now, this was a little confusing for me, so just to help you out a bit, the Fenix watch comes in 3 sizes, and that's where you'll see the 5S, the 5, and the 5X. Now, the 5X is huge. I tried it on, I really want it. because it has the best battery life, but it's just enormous watch. Now on all three watches, the actual display size is the same. It's just the width and like the bezel gets bigger. The 5S is if you're a petite dude, or if you're a female, you're going to probably want to get the 5S. It's a smaller watch. It's a little thinner, just all around smaller. It also comes, I think, in a white, more feminine colors. Probably a good choice for females, but I know those that do like the larger watch. And this one, don't tell anyone, I went to Best Buy and I tried on the watches because I was really torn between the 5X and the 5, but ultimately both fit me fine, but the 5 just fit a little better on me. And I'm like in between size, so I think they got it right. It was really comfortable. And then I got the Plus, so don't get confused with the sizes with the Plus. So you could get Plus, non-Plus. The Plus adds the 16 gigabytes of storage for music, so you have to like transfer music the old-fashioned way. It's a little annoying. There's no music streaming, obviously, because there's no LTE connection. But you have to transfer music on. I don't really listen to music when I bike or run, but I still wanted the best. So I got this guy, and I don't know what apps out there that may use that storage or what else I may need for it in the future, or what they're going to enable on the phone. Sorry, on the watch. And I may listen to music, and I wanted to give it a try. I do have some Beats headphones that I'm going to pair up here and see how it works. So, even if I don't use it on the running, maybe, walking around or something, if I want to have it, I think it would be pretty cool to do, so I don't have to clog up my phone with the music. What else can I tell you? So again, so you get like the 5 Plus S, 5 Plus, or 5 Plus X, or you could get without the Plus, right? So the S, the 5, and the X are just the sizes. And the X, I think, is about 17 millimeters thick. This is 15.8 millimeters thick. And the S, I'm looking at my computer screen, is 50.4 millimeters thick. The overall physical size of the X is 51 by 51 millimeters. This guy is 47 by 47 millimeters, and the X is the small is 42 by 42. So again, the Plus offers the music and the Garmin Pay. The Garmin Pay is contactless payment. So let's say you're running out on the trail, don't have your credit card, and then you come kind of back to civilization and you hit a gas station, and you could do the contactless pay, or you go in the supermarket, you do the contactless pay, get a drink, whatever you want. Great feature to have. So the Plus has it, the non-Plus versions do not have it. Obviously the Apple Watch does have it. And again, I don't mean this to be like an Apple Garmin comparison, but it's a valid thing these days. Battery life, 12 days, watch mode, which is sweet. Little less, all the battery life definitely is less than the 5X Plus or 5X. It's also actually, the 5 Plus is less battery life. Look at that, the Phoenix with a hat. The 5 Plus is less battery life than the 5. I think because it has this extra features. I hope they kind of remedy that with software and can extend the battery life a little bit. But that is actually one of the sacrifices that you're going to make when going up to the 5 Plus. You're actually going to get a little less battery life than the standard 5. But it still has 19 hours in GPS mode. So if you're doing an ultra, I think you probably should be good with that. And I'm sure the dudes at Fenix have, sorry, I gotta log back in my computer. Oh, that's a buzzkill. I think the guys at Fenix thought through this, and I don't do ultra, so it wasn't ultra marathon. So sorry, triathlons or ultra marathons for that perspective. So at least for me, not a big issue, and especially for those people that like me are trained for a marathon but aren't professional athletes, or weekend warriors, love to do mountain biking, the other sports. This is great. probably last you more than you need. And if I'm not doing GPS tracking 12 days, then I just take it on my wrist, plug it in, and that's it. So without further delay, let's get right into the unboxing of the unboxing. Now that I've taken it out of the first box, let's take it out of the second box. And for full disclosure, so we don't get into any legal issues, I have already with the boxing authorities, I have actually already unboxed this once because it did come pretty nasty, and I just wanted to make sure nothing was cracked or anything like that. So I did kind of take off the box just to see it, but there was this sticker on here, so that's why it's really easy for me to pull off. I don't have to dig in there. Okay, and then we just lift it up. See, it had an indentation from UPS. Voila. Voila. That way. Let's say voila that way. Has a little sample topographic doodad on it. Okay. The foam. And then inside, and I'll get back to the watch in a second, just real quick inside, take this out. It's a little box within a box, so another box within a box within a box. And I can open the box. And I have instructions, kind of a waste of paper, but I probably have to do it because I could get all this stuff online. It'd be nice if they had like a little running man, wearing a Fenix on there. And then the charging cable, standard USB with the plug that goes in the back of the watch. And then here's the watch. Oh, I'm so psyched. I did a run this morning and I couldn't wear this watch because I wanted to do this video for you guys. And I wanted to take some time to set it up. So here's the watch. I'm going to take off this little plastic thing. Badass, right? Really, I think it's really nice looking. Less stylized than the Apple Watch as a comparison, or even the Suunto. The Suunto is really nicely stylized, but this is all about being rugged. Sapphire crystal, some polymer resin, fiber reinforced polymer, metal backing. Let's undo this. You got the sensors, the heart rate sensors on the back, the charger. Okay. Stainless steel bezel. Looks really nice. And I'll just try it on. Here's the thickness. Okay. And then I'll just try it on. And again, I would say I have a medium-sized wrist. Just go and crank it. It just fits really nice. I like bulkier watches. So I really wanted the 5X, but it was just too big. Too much for me to handle. And I knew this was just right, because especially if I'm running, and doing stuff like, and you can see this is pretty big. Let's get you right up there, nice and close. And here is the thickness on there. And it just feels good. Sits really nice. The Forerunner, the 935, and some of those other ones are thinner. Definitely going to even feel better when running, like just like air. But I wanted some of the extra functionality and the multi-sport stuff. So here it is. I'm going to post another video where I will talk about stats and tracking, and I'll turn it on, do a little more in-depth review of some of that stuff, and give you some feedback on how I feel the performance is, the GPS, the music, and all that stuff. So stay tuned, and really appreciate you watching my video. And that's about it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Peace out.